Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I am super excited because I am unboxing a little deck that I made for myself out of some stock photos, but it was for a specific purpose. The purpose was ancestral healing. I wanted to dive more into that. It's a path that I've been going on, a spiritual path I've been going on, diving into my ancestry and also into the spirituality that's tied to my ancestry. And it's been a beautiful journey that's been quite healing for me so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But I realized that there were a lot of decks that were lacking for me in the whole path. I didn't want to make a past life deck just per se. I wanted it to be more ancestral, or be able to access things, trigger things in my mind, in my intuition, to help me kind of unlock something when I'm in a reading. I didn't want to necessarily like, oh, you were a doctor, or you were Joan of Arc, 3 times, like this many generations over. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted this to be more about, okay, your actual DNA bloodline. And so I end up myself personally getting a reading as it relates to my bloodline. And I'm going to do a separate video later down the line about this spiritual adventure that I'm going on presently. And it's been quite exciting, and it spawned this thing I wanted to create that I'm having a hard time opening. I'm like, open. So I went to the Make Playing Cards website and created this deck out of stock photos. I think I spent a full 24 hours cranking out the keywords I wanted and the images, going through stock images. And then Make Playing Cards is so awesome. They're so fast. In spite of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, they still got this to me relatively fast. I think the whole thing has been in the works for maybe a couple of weeks from start to finish. For me, saying I need an ancestral deck, let me sit down and come up with my keywords, let me come up with my images, to the time I've got it in my hand. So I'm very happy about that. And so I'm opening this little tug box. I think it's 80 cards. I made 80 cards. Oh, guys. I don't even know why I'm like tripping off. It's like, what? Like, it's just, I'm excited about, like, I feel like what it's going to unlock. Okay, so I open up my little tuck box. All I'm going to do is right here is show you this. But I'm going to probably switch angles like I like to do. And kind of go through card by card. But oh gosh, I'm so excited. And just so you guys know, I got so inspired by doing this. I think I am, like, people were telling me you can make your love oracle available for people just to purchase if they want to just, I'm not trying, like, clearly I'm not trying to make a buck here. I just thought, hey, people could use it like I could use it. So I'm going to figure out how to make this available to sell, for people who want to print it and get a copy. And also for my very own love oracle. I call it my Mavolo, which I talk about often because in my favorites videos, because I use it in every single love reading, because it was something that's near and dear to my heart that I created. And so the same thing, I have a feeling this is going to be quite special to me. And I decided that I'm going to also create a crystal oracle deck of my own crystals in my own collection, and take my own photography. I haven't decided how I'm going to, like, what are they? I'm not a photographer. I'm not at all an artist, not at all a photographer. I'm a creator, but not a photographer or an artist. But what do they say? The composition. I got to figure out how I'm going to bring it. But I think I have enough different variant crystals in my collection that I can make my own crystal deck and assign, and to do it the way I need it. Every time a new crystal deck comes out, I feel like, oh, you were close. but not quite right. I need something specific for my crystal oracle, and I just don't have it yet. So I'm going to make my own. And that one I'm excited about. That is going to be near and dear to my heart. You guys know how much I love crystals, so oh my goodness, I just got inspired to do that. I have another oracle deck I'm kicking around, so I've got all these ideas. I'm going to work on I've been working on my Love Oracle guidebook, and now I'm just going to work on the guidebooks, because then I can find an artist who can give proper treatment to the deck. But in the meanwhile, we can use what we use, which is stock photos. Here's the backs. I highly encourage people to explore creating their own decks. Because, I guess I could just show you guys. Actually, I'll just show you. I won't even switch angles. I'm too excited. Here's Abandoned. Too excited to switch the angles. I encourage you to do it because it really helps you to tap into what sparks for your intuition. What do you see in the images that is going to work for you in a reading? What do you need in a reading that's lacking? So what led me to my Ancestral Healing Oracle was I found that the Past Life Oracle that was created by Doreen Virtue, it sold out. It went out of print because she's no longer creating decks. And so I wasn't able to get my hands on that one, which is whatever, because honestly, I'm not always sold on the angel themes. I have a lot of modern type decks that I'm more called to use in my collection. So the angels will do okay in terms of in terms of reading. They do great. Her decks, I don't understand why. I don't know why, but her decks are super good at doing readings. It's a shame, a travesty that she just said no, her creations are not godlike, when in fact, to me, any of those beautiful things that we create that help us bring us closer to God is actually godlike. But they sold out. The Past Life Oracle sold out. I wanted to just get inspiration for the Past Life Oracle a long time ago, but I kept hemming and hawing, like, I don't know about that deck. And then they sold out, and I was like, oh, well, that takes care of it. So I now have to draw upon my own intuition on what I want. And I've been going down a path with my ancestry. I got my ancestry checked. It's been like a year or two. I don't know. It's been a minute now. And I got a reading about surrounding what was coming up in the Ancestry.com. So I'm all up in it right now. So I needed a deck that could help me access some things. So I'm just going to go through them, try to keep this as brief as possible. So let me show you the backs again. Those are the backs. I like flowers. Hold on. This is where I keep my Mavolo. I call it my Mavolo. It's beat up now. Thankfully, I got a spare copy that I've been saving for when I want an artist to be inspired by it. So when I have my guidebook ready, they could be like, oh, well, let me see your deck. And I've got the spare. I won't be without one. Here's the backs. I did flowers on the back. I'm thinking about edging them. Maybe in a deep red to go with this, or maybe black or dark green. I haven't decided yet. Who knows? And so that's that deck. Use it all the time. Very well loved. As you can see, photography. Similar situation, except for this is an, I think, 80 card deck. That one, I think, is 50, 52. I forgot. I lost count. 50 something, 80 something. So it's a lot of cards. So there is Abandoned. Again, these are themes that I felt that would help trigger things inside of me. Abundance. I thought books instead of food or money, because when you have an abundance of like knowledge, an abundance that can bring more abundance. You have abundance of, you know, things that kind of trigger your imagination. You get more of that. So that's why I chose books for a theme for abundance. I have both modern and kind of like, you know, like modern images, Africa, black and whites thrown in there a couple of times, just like with my Mavolo, my very own Love Oracle. Ancestor, love that. Anxiety, might have inherited that. Asia. I'm looking at it with you guys. Different regions of the world. Australia. I don't think I have any in my DNA that comes from Australia, so that'll be quite the unique experience when I do a reading for someone else. Beggar. More of that lack. I feel like sometimes that's generational. That lack mentality, that lack energy. Blocked. I wanted it to feel more like photos, so that's why the words are quite blended in. It's the same with this one, where it's like you can barely see it. You see the image more than anything. Buddha. Concealed. Kind of, sort of. Not really. I have two cards in this deck. One is depression and the other is grief. And you'll see a theme there. I'm not going to point it out yet. I'll point it out when we get to grief. There's depression. I chose this as depression because if you're someone who has been intimate with depression, you know that when you're in a full-on depression, a full-on depressive experience, you're turned away. You're turned away to what other people are trying to tell you. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. You might as well talk to the back of your head, because that's what's happening when you are depressed. So, disease. Sorry for the cat lovers. I actually love cats too. But I was kind of grossed out by like seeing other like disease images. So I was like, this is still a cute kitty that we could probably nurse back to health. But he is diseased. DNA connection. Love that one. Druid. Earth Mother. And I actually have this statue, but in the bronze version, so it's kind of funny that I just got an image, but I will probably eventually take one of my own statue, a picture of my own statue, but this will work for now. Oh, there's a slippery elder. I love make playing cards stock. They have the best card stock for riffle shuffling. Let me just tell you. So I'm super thrilled about this. And I'm also thrilled about Oracle decks being tarot sized. So this just makes me happy. Elder. No. Energy. Energy. Europe. You'll notice like there's a map of Europe, there's a map of Australia. You'll see how I did the continents. Farmer. I love this depiction of farmer. Forest. This is one of my favorites, and I'm going to tell you why. It's the perspective. It is the I'm looking up like that. I'm looking up. Sometimes all you can do when you're in the forest, when you're in the thick of things, is look up, right? Look up for your guidance. Look up to your true north of where you need to go. Okay, now this one is funny, and I'm probably, if I do make it available to other people, I'm going to have to change it, but it's going to work for me. I'm not going to worry too much about it. There was a reason why I chose it in the first place. A fork in the road without the fork. So the image got cut off, so you can barely see the little fork. There's this little, like, kind of path that you could take. But here's the road that's mostly traveled all the time. Sometimes we should take that road. People, you know, there is the beautiful Robert Frost, you know, The Road Less Traveled poem. And sometimes you need to take the road less traveled. Don't get me wrong, you do. And sometimes you need to take the road most traveled. Okay? You gotta do status quo sometimes. So, but I kind of like that it was tucked off where you can't see you know, fork in the road. Maybe you're not seeing a fork that's there and you need to go that path. And this area, this road, this area reminds me so much of a road and a fork in a road that's near my maternal grandmother's little cabin that she has in Mississippi. And it's there. It's like, I'm going to plan a trip. I'm going to save money because I want to stay there for like 2 or 3 weeks. Of going on an ancestry journey when I go to Mississippi and check on her cabin. I hear it's abandoned and it's, you know, no one's been there for years. My dad said he went there a few years ago and he looked, he checked on it because my mom, you know, it's my mom's house that she grew up in. So my dad, you know, he also kind of, when my grandmother was alive, he would help her to keep up the house and whatnot. So when she passed, you know, no one was really going out to Mississippi anymore. And so I think, you know, it's some kind of endearment to my mom. He goes and when he makes it to Mississippi from California, it's a ways away. He, clear across our country, he makes a point to check on his wife's mom's house. So I want to go and check on it. I'm hoping that my husband will be able to take time off as well. We can go together. He may not be able to stay the entire length of time I plan to stay, but we went when we first reconnected, really, like a couple of years into our dating. He came to Mississippi and got to meet my family out there, and that was kind of exciting. And I think he really appreciated being able to see that, you know. So I want to go out there and I want to see this fork in the road near my grandmother's cottage, and I'm excited about that. So that's why I picked it, but it's the forkless fork in the road. Gatherer. Love that. Generations. Gentleman. Gifts and talents. I love that. Oh, love that. If you're into ballet, you're into modern dance even, but just going to see a dancer. Oh, it's just magic. Magic. Grief. Do you recognize the theme between depression and grief? They're both turned away, dealing on their own with this, you know. Oh, I love this. Guardian angel. A little modern take on the guardian angel. I love that look though. Love it. Oh, hard times. He-wolf. Clearly I have a little sense of humor. He-wolf. Healer. Now this one I'm going to also probably have to fix. You can barely make it out. You can see the outline of the healer, of someone who may be massaging someone, and you can see the person she's working on right here, but you could see it closely. And I'll keep this in my own deck, but for the decks that I create, I'm going to pick probably a different healer card. I wanted a modern take on, you know, the physical healer. You don't know what kind of healing she's doing. Who knows? But I wanted a more modern take on the healer. But healing. This is healing for me. This is ginger root. Ginger root is everything to me. When the pandemic was going on, you know what I was stocking up on and nobody else was checking for? Ginger. That is a healer like no other. Like no other. So that's what she stocked up on. Hellraiser. Love that. Sometimes our ancestors could be hellraisers. I know I have a few in mind. Hermit. High priest. And you're probably like, that's not very ethnic. Well, in my ancestry, I came to find out there's like at least 30% of like English and like, so basically Caucasian, you know, in heritage. So you know, that's probably what we're all going to encounter. So we're all a hodgepodge of everything when it comes down to it. High priestess. So I couldn't deny certain aspects just because it's like, oh, it's not ethnic or diverse. No, it's all diverse, and that's great. We want all the diversity in it. High Priestess. Hunter. I love this. The legacy of indecision. I also believe that's something that carries on and on and on, and why some people are like, you're a family of just indecisive folks. Make a decision. Well, it might be a legacy of that. I like that. Influence. You got enough influence to get the statue made after yourself? You got some influence. Knight. Lady. Have different bodies of water, because different bodies of water have different influences on the energy that it might be speaking to in the accompanying cards around it, whether it's tarot cards around this or whether it's other oracle. So I have lake, river, ocean. So you can imagine the kind of energy that may come up. And maybe this could tell a tale about your ancestry if you know it, you know. So that's why I also have bodies of water. Lake. Legacy. All this legacy talk. Lord. I like this. Magic. 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 Master. You can't see exactly who your master is, but you got one. Here's ocean. Offering. Past life connection. Peacekeeper. Were you a peacekeeper? Plant magic. I could have done fertility and pregnancy, because that's actually how you're supposed to do it in the English language. But I did it purposely as pregnancy and fertility. Egg before the chicken, or chicken before the egg. And when you're dealing with ancestral healing, it could be all of the above. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Or really not. Reincarnation. This is going to be so cool on the table. Resilience. I picked butterfly as resilience. Like, I thought about bee, and I thought about different things that could have depicted resilience. But I feel like, and I almost had the caterpillar versus the butterfly. But I was like, no, it's the butterfly. The evolution displayed right here almost killed the butterfly, right? I hear that when they're in their cocoon, they almost liquefy, and then they come back into their form, into themselves, and then they emerge into this beautiful butterfly. Resilient they are. So, revolutionary. I like that. Then we have the river. This is the other movement card. River, river, river. Seer. Are you a seer? Shapeshifter. You guys will get a kick out of this. Remember, it was meant just for my use. She-wolf. Okay, and there's no judgment here, by the way, okay? There's no judgment, because in the wintertime, I'm a she-wolf. TMI, I know, but who cares? It's winter. Shield. Slave or re. I like to always do the little, you can barely see it. I'm okay with that, because I like the images to really pop on the reading table, and where my clients are like, oh wow, look at that, and they're looking at the chains, and what do chains mean to you, you know? Here's South America. Spirit. Spirit animal. Spirituality. Struggle. Support. I was worried this one was going to get cut off, but I'm glad it didn't. Oh, I love that. Oh, teacher. Be a teacher. Teach one, teach all. Teach anywhere. Teach everywhere. Oh, I love it. Torture. Traitor. Traveler. I was worried about, like, you know, you don't want to offend. I wanted to have like a gypsy or Romanian influence, but I was like, yeah, we cover that in Europe. Like, in Traveler, if this shows up, then I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about Traveler with the Europe card. I try to be sensitive, you know. Trees. Love that. Tribe. A little action, like a little movement. I love this. Warrior. Wise one. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, it was an 80 card deck. I could have gotten 4 more cards. Damn it. It bums me out. That's more cards I could have had. Which, they've made it seem like it was only, I could only get 80, not 84. Which, I suppose I could be one of those cheesy folks and put different things on there. I don't know. Maybe I might use these as like bookmarks, or I could use these as bookmarks, or when I have like in-person readings for my clients, I could put something on here and like a little note. Send something. Yeah, there could be a purpose for this, actually. Bums me out, though, because, I want all my cards. So that's my Ancestral Healing deck. Let's see. I always like to show it at this angle so you can see how it shuffles. But you guys already know. Just like butter. Like butter. Yes, like butter. I like make playing cards. I get excited when the indie deck is like on Etsy and they're like, yeah, it's going to be Printer Studio or it might be make playing cards. I'm like, yes, so the good shuffling that's going to be happening. Oh, look, what do we got? Gather and Seer. Ooh, that coincides with what I've been finding out about my ancestors. We were like some highly intuitive beings. The seer of the community all the time. Gather, receiving them blessings, but being the gatherers versus the hunters. Some interesting energy there. Maybe I need to explore it with a tarot reading. So you can see I'm getting excited. It's like already talking to me. It's already saying stuff. I'm just super duper like, yes! So like I said, guys, I honestly encourage you to consider creating your own deck. It really feels good, especially when I was going through this like thing where I'm like, I'm in a depth year, but I really have a need for a deck because I have a specific tarot reading offering I want to do for my clients, and I want to first do for myself, but eventually do for my clients. But there's nothing out there speaking to what I need, my specific needs for my practice. What can I do? Aha, I can make my own. I did that with my Love Oracle. And yeah, I have the Romance Angels Oracle. It's out of print. I use it every blue moon now, and I'm probably not going to sell it because it's, I have sentimental value with it now. But I use this all the time. It's just all the time. I have a feeling that I call it my Ancestral Healing, but I have a feeling this is going to be my all-rounder Oracle. It's really inspiring. I'm super duper. Look at this, guys. Oh, I love new cards. Sorry for that weird noise. I'm happy. I'm in a depth year. What do you want from me? I'm doing the best I can. I'm thankful for people who send me gifts. Thank you. So I can have something to unbox. And I'm cheating with this. Totally cheating. But I love it. I love it. Ah! Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you're planning on creating your own deck. And if you're not, that's okay too. You don't have to. You could probably just hitch on to people who feel inspired to create their own, and then just say, hey, can you make it available to me? I want a copy so I can play with your deck. Why not? Why not? It's going to change the game, I think. You know, I'm not trying to take anything away from deck creators, because what they do is amazing. One day I feel like I'm feeling a deck being born inside of me, but it's not going to be like this big song and dance. It's literally, I mean, me with a camera, or me hiring someone who's really artistic and just hammering it out, you know, and then seeing what it do. But I'm grateful for the deck creators, but I'm also thankful for my just like, oh, I'm going to go and make this happen. I'm going to do this. I need this for my collection. I need this for my tarot reading practice. So let's just do this. So thank you to whoever planted that inside, whichever spirit realm, spirit energy, whatever that was, because I am excited to work with you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in a silly mood, as you can see, you guys. It's been really heavy energies lately. So to get this today was just exactly what I needed. All right, guys, so much love. So many blessings to each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I do read all the comments. It may take me a minute to get back to you, but trust and believe I read them, and I do eventually get back to you. So, and I like to see when you guys are chit-chatting with each other, because that's, don't wait for me. Chit-chat. Chit-chat. Anyways, love you guys. Take care.